course, we've got a locker room full of disappointment right now, which we should have. That's not the way we want to be represented. We lost our discipline, we lost our composure, but it's one game, and we're going to be tested. Adversity, you take adversity and you either run together, run toward each other, or you run away. And I think we've got a bunch of guys who are going to run toward each other, and we're going to be fine. It's one game. I don't care how it counts on the scoreboard, but each game counts one time, and that's the way we're going to approach it. So I'm sure you guys have some questions, so I'll let you roll with them.
Freddie, at what point during a preparation week does a breakdown occur when you have as many penalties as you had today?
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. So that's not how we practice. That's not how we prepare. I did not a very good job of making sure that we didn't have penalties. So that's just as much our coach's fault, my fault, players' fault. Everybody takes some blame for that.
Do you have any the Lamb injury? Do you know how serious that is?
Not totally right now. It's too soon.
And then the Greg Robinson kicking the guy with
We don't tolerate that. That's unacceptable.
Coach, is there any hindsight? I know you have 9 offensive linemen. You deactivated 2 of them before the game today. Looking back on that in hindsight's 2020, is there any regret on your part of deactivating 2 offensive linemen?
If you can tell me we're going to lose 3 in the game, yes, of course, but we'd do the same thing again.
Freddie, in your experience, when you have games like this where a team is undisciplined, what is the underlying thing of that? Were guys too hyped up? What do you think led to it?
You know what? I wouldn't say that. I mean, you want them to be excited about the first game, I would think. It's just we have to use our discipline to keep our composure, and a lot of times penalties happen with technique, and then if it's not a technique penalty, it's a decision-making penalty, whether to stay off the quarterback or stay on sides or whatever it is. I mean, penalties are unacceptable. I don't care if it's 5 penalties or 18. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. Of course, when you get a bunch of them in the same game, of course, it's going to affect the score. So, you know, I don't know. I didn't see it coming. But we'll get it rectified, and it counts one time, and that's the way we approach it. The world's not falling right now.
How about the defense give up some big plays? How they caught you off balance, or what happened there?
They just didn't make the tackle, you know. Yeah, just didn't make the tackle. Out of position. I'm not sure if it was eyes or what, but I'm sure something happened from a technique standpoint. Nobody was in position to make the catch on the long run down the sideline. So we'll see. We'll evaluate the tape and see exactly what happened.
But after that opening drive was so promising, what do you think happened to the rhythm of the offense that you guys couldn't do?
Penalties. You can't go football. You can't go behind. You can't fall behind the sticks every time you get the ball. You can't be 2nd and 20. We know that. We've got to get that corrected. So we'll see. Hopefully we got it all out in one game. Hopefully we got it all out of us. I hope so.
What do you think happened to Baker there in the 4th quarter? Do you think just the frustrations of the day kind of compounded with those 3 interceptions in the 4 possessions?
You know, I'm sure it did. They, you know, once they start pinning their ears back, and you know, it becomes rough, tough sledding, and then the windows start getting more and more tight, and then they make a couple of plays. But Baker will be fine.
Any sense as to whether or not your team bought into the hype?
I wouldn't think. I don't think the penalties had anything to do with believing in hype. It doesn't really matter to me either way. I just see the penalties. I see the lack of execution, the undisciplinedness, and you know, we've got to do a better job of preparing them for that.
Freddie, the offensive line doesn't look good. What can you do to fix that?
We've got to evaluate that and see. I mean, we've got to get the ball out of his hand quicker. We held the ball too long today. Sometimes they were back there pretty quick, but whatever it is, we got to protect better. And I've got to do a better job of calling plays where we can protect better and help us protect better. So I'll do a better job moving forward. Our guys coaching do a better job moving forward, and our players will do a better job moving forward. This only counts as one game. The world's not ending today, contrary to popular belief. Everybody's going to keep believing in the locker room. That's the only thing that matters. That's the only thing that's ever mattered. And we'll move forward and get better from here to this.
After Robinson was ejected and then Lamb went out, we just kind of play calling on the fly because you have to guess what's going to work with a patchwork offensive line?
No, I mean, we weren't guessing what was going to work. I mean, we still moved the ball a little bit. It just, when all that happens and you fall down 3 scores, it's tough. It's tough sledding at that point. But, you know, you're playing with your backup tackle, which they played with. That was not an excuse for them. They played with a backup tackle. So that was an excuse for them. I don't see us using that as an excuse. They're at the game for a reason. They should be able to play.
Freddie, you guys got the 15-13, and then they hit the screen for the 75-yard touchdown right away. What was the breakdown there, and was that? Do you think that just was kind of demoralizing that you guys clawed your way back after all the sloppiness, and then boom, they score right away?
You know, this is, you know, football is the ultimate team game. It doesn't matter how they scored, what happened on the play. They scored. So the offense has to go out and answer. We have to go out and answer. I have to call better plays to put us in position to answer. We have to execute better to answer. So just because we cut it to 2 and then they hit a play, hell, they're supposed to hit plays. We're supposed to stop them from hitting plays, but we didn't. So we're supposed to answer that and get it back to 2 points again. But we didn't do that. We went to 2nd and 20. All right. So, you know, that's not, I mean, hell, that happens. I mean, we just got to keep answering. Just keep answering, stay in the game, and just keep fighting. And I thought we fell victim to being undisciplined and losing our composure. And we can't lose our composure in those situations. We got to just keep going. We've been doing that. We've been just keeping our head down and keep grinding. And that's all you got to do in those situations. Just keep grinding. You're going to catch a break. But if you ever let the score get separated by 2 and 3 points, those breaks, when you catch them, doesn't mean anything. Or you're never in position to get those breaks. So that's what happens. You just keep grinding. I don't care that they went up, they hit a screen. I don't care. And offense has to answer. Then the defense give them another chance to stop them. All right? And then those breaks, they help you. But not when you fall down 2nd and 20 to try to answer.
Do you view this as a major letdown with all the excitement that was coming into the opener?
I hope not. Hopefully our locker room knows. I know our locker room knows. Hopefully they know and our fans know that it's not the season's not over. We've got 15 more games. So this is only one. You know, it's very hard to go 16-0. So this is one game, and if we can learn more from this game early on, then so be it. It's good. But adversity is hitting early, and we're going to find out what kind of team we have now.
Freddie, you've said a couple times it's just one game, but a lack of discipline like this, obviously if that would continue, that would be a problem going forward. Are you sitting here feeling like we have to change something as coaches, or we have to do something different this week to make sure we're more disciplined next week, or what do you think will fix that?
No, we're not going to change anything. We're going to keep preparing the way we prepare, and we're going to keep working. We've done a good job of identifying a problem during training camp. We will identify the problem with the penalties, and we will correct those problems, but we're not changing anything. I believe in what we're doing. Our players believe in what we're doing. We had a lot of situations that we put ourselves in today that made it very difficult to get to the point where you know, we could overcome some of the things that we were doing wrong. So we're not going to change anything. We're going to stay in the course, keep our head down, keep working. We're just going to identify the problem, the reason why these penalties happen, and we're going to rectify the problem.
I think one of the
Two more?
one of the hardest things from today for you guys was the fact that, you know, maybe that the fans were just so excited for this game and out in full force and in their seats early. Is that one of the hardest things for you to deal with, the disappointment of the fans?
No, not at all. I mean, I loved it. I thought the atmosphere was great. We want the atmosphere to be like this every time. The atmosphere was, no, I mean, no, we're not going to use the fans as a reason that we had penalties. We had penalties because we were undisciplined. All right? We didn't take care of our business as coaches, as players, everybody. The fans had nothing to do with our penalties. The fans got us hyped up, so we're going to have penalties? That doesn't make sense to me. So we're going to take care of our business. What did you mean?
What I meant was was the hardest part, one of the hardest parts about this loss today, looking in those stands and seeing the disappointment and of the fans that were so excited for this team and for this game? Is that one of the things that's hard for you and the players?
I would assume that they're disappointed in themselves. I'm disappointed in myself. We represent the fans from the standpoint of want to do well because they demonstrate so much passion toward the game. But the disappointment has to come from within individually, I think, and collectively that we didn't get the job done.
How did Odell look to you running around? Do you think, he talked this week about not having gone full speed. Do you think he was full speed? And also, did you see any disconnect there with Baker? I know the one interception
Yeah.
looked like it was thrown his way.
Yeah, no, I think Odell was fine. I think he was good.